Welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
I'm Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to preview this Saturday's DAZN heavyweight title rematch, which is going down in Saudi Arabia. So I think U.S. time is about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where the main event will be starting. So this is going to be a card that's probably going to start like 12 or so in the afternoon, matinee time. So in that fight, we're going to have Anthony Joshua trying to regain the unified heavyweight title from Andy the Destroyer Ruizs. Now, if you haven't watched those, check out our preview video for that fight, our initial reaction in which Rob put out a video immediately after the fight, and then we did a full recap right afterwards where we broke down all of the action that actually happened in the ring. So check those out, and we're going to go ahead and start to talk about the rematch. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, so about what, July?
No, it's June.
June?
Yeah.
June,
It was
July.
like the first weekend in June.
Well, we had one of the biggest shocks in the boxing world of 2019 when Andy Ruiz took out Anthony Joshua in 7 rounds. That was totally unexpected because he was stepping in short notice as a replacement for another fat dude in Jarrell Big Baby Miller, who got popped for PEDs.
All of them.
Yeah, all the PEDs for like the second time. No, the third time, right?
Yeah. Well, for that particular fight, he tested positive 3 different times for 3 different drugs.
Not only that, but he was actually in kickboxing where he actually tested for PEDs before, and that was years ago. So I don't know if it's a weight cut, stamina, whatever. He was taking all the PEDs, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We got Andy Ruiz, who became the first heavyweight of Mexican descent to get a heavyweight title.
Yep.
And he just happened to get 3 of them.
Yep.
So chalk 3 up to that. He's the most accomplished, and Chris Arreola is somewhere pissed off. No,
they probably was hanging out together afterwards.
Yeah, they both like to eat, but that's neither here nor there. This is a rematch that's very highly touted, and I don't see much of a change. But there's one thing that has made a difference if you've been keeping up with the training and the progress between both fighters, and that is weight. We saw Anthony Joshua, who came in roughly 250 to 60 pounds in the first fight of straight muscle. And he changed his training up to where he said he's going with the prison mentality, with whatever the hell that means. But the weigh-in was early today. He came in at 237 pounds. Just to give some context, I am 245 pounds. He has 2 inches on me of height. Now, granted, I'm not in fighting shape right now, but there is a big difference in weight. I outweigh him, and he is much more muscular than I am, but there's a notable difference in that muscle if you watch the weigh-in. He doesn't look as jacked or as cut, but when it comes to fighting, that's not really that necessary. If you've seen a Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, Tyson Fury, whoever.
Luis Ortiz, like that,
They're in shape, but they're not a bodybuilder or a football player. Because he carried so much muscle, there are plenty of problems. 1, stamina. 2, stiffness. 3, lack of fluidity, lack of movement, not great movement. Where you have a guy like Ruiz who, again, is strong, is in shape, and not just round, but his weight, I think at the time, was roughly a little over 260. Maybe 263 to 268, something like that. But he had no problem moving. He was still fast, especially his hands, still pretty nimble, and was on his toes throughout the fight.
Right.
So that should let y'all know that muscle isn't the end-all, be-all when it comes to boxing or MMA or kickboxing or pick one. Maybe wrestling, but even then, this isn't WWE.
Right. And talking about that weight, Andy Ruiz took all that weight that Joshua lost and put it on himself. He came in at 283, which I think he's about my height. No, he's what, like 6'2"?
I want to say about 6'1", 6'2". So yeah, he's not much shorter than me, but he's much shorter than Joshua. And even then, I still think he might not even be 6'2". He may be even 6 foot because he was shorter than Joseph Parker when they fought by quite a bit.
Yeah, and being how his style is, I don't know if it's going to be a big thing anyway, but we can tell that he has lived the life of the heavyweight champion of the world. But looking at the training videos, like Rob said, hand speed still there. The amateur foundation is still there. This man knows how to fight. So we're not looking for him to go in there and win any beauty contests, any posing contests. He's going in there to knock Anthony Joshua out again. And probably his handlers think that with that extra weight, he may be able to do it sooner. So that remains to be seen. So let's talk about what happened in the first fight and what we think is going to happen in the second fight. So first fight, we saw Andy Ruiz able to walk Anthony Joshua down and punch with him. And the way he did that was, as he moved in, something else I pointed out in the fight is that Andy Ruiz holds his hands pretty weird. He keeps them up high, but for some reason this hand comes down here, which in round 3, that came into play because he was able to get in. And during an exchange, Joshua caught him with a left hook because his hand's not there. Dropped him. However, which is why I say this is weird, afterwards, he remembered. Because even when he throws these combinations in training, once he starts to boom, boom, that hand comes up. So he gets that knockdown, he comes back in, he walks in, and when they start throwing, boom, it's there. And he's catching and he's firing up and downstairs. Anthony Joshua was not able to handle that. And maybe it was because of the late replacement, but I think a lot of it had to do with the experience of Ruiz and the lack of experience from Anthony Joshua, being higher in the heavyweight stature, but he didn't have that 10 to 15 years of amateur career that Ruiz had, to where Ruiz is very experienced fighting guys bigger than him already, because he's probably been heavy all his life. So he's already used to fighting guys taller. He's already used to fighting guys that are longer. He's already used to fighting guys that are physically stronger than him. And it doesn't matter because he has the technique to negate all of that.
Now, going back to what Hakeem was talking about, another good thing that Ruiz did, once he had those hands up, he kept moving.
Right.
Makes him a hard target. He was also inching forward into Anthony Joshua's space. Now, Anthony Joshua throughout several rounds was kind of constantly moving backwards, but he was able to maintain his distance. He landed that left hook, got confident. What happened? Andy Ruiz recovered very well, and what he did, he never stopped coming forward. So when Anthony Joshua came forward, having those really long arms, and if you look at that fight and look at the weigh-in, he has long arms. They had to be over an 80-inch reach. Anywhere from 80 to 84, I guarantee it. The worst thing you can do, unless you're Vladimir Klitschko and can throw that right hand straight with no loop, is to allow a smaller fighter with such very fast hands get on the inside. So as Ruiz is moving forward, once Joshua threw the jab or threw the right hand, Ruiz kept stepping forward. So who has the advantage when both of them are close and step forward? I can't really get a good bead because a moving target, he's moving, bobbing and weaving. I'm not going to get to the body. I'm too close. I'm not going to get to the head. But here, he could throw on the inside, or when I try to throw the chopping right, where is his left going? Boom. So he has the advantage on the inside. And not only that, but as soon as he punches with Joshua, he's letting his hands go. 2, 3, 4 punch combinations.
Yep.
One of them is getting in.
Yeah, and in that sequence, I did something that neither guy did in the first fight, which I'm surprised at, is throw an uppercut. I think that we might see some uppercuts this time.
I saw in the training, that Joshua throws very wild. But what I noticed is the punches that he's throwing. I've seen him train. Now, again, it's looping. I would like to see it tighter. But he's working on the uppercut, following with the left hook. So he's looking to throw around the guard of Andy Ruiz, under the guard and around the guard. So look out for that uppercut, followed by a hook from Anthony Joshua. Now, how close he's going to throw it from? Again, I don't know. I like to see here and not here, but I'm not his coaches.
Yeah. Now, if he can be successful with that, he can win this fight. However, because this is something that he really just started working on, it's going to take a lot of discipline when he gets in there and he starts getting that fire from Ruiz to remember to do that.
And we know he can because he threw a great uppercut against Vladimir Klitschko.
Yes. So he can do it. It's just that he wasn't getting the same fire from Vladimir Klitschko that he was getting from Andy Ruiz.
And he suffered a knockdown, which means Andy Ruiz is bringing some fire.
Right. So it's hard to call. Like, you can see this going the exact same way, but you can also see, because Joshua has a lot of good things going for him, this fight going the way that we originally thought, whereas, Ruiz makes a good account of himself, but eventually gets finished.
And remember, they have a whole camp to train for each other.
Right. Whereas the last time, it was a couple weeks, maybe like 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't even think it was 6. I think as soon as...
Yeah, it might have been like 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, like Rob said, they got a full camp this time to prepare for each other. They've been in the ring with each other. They kind of know what to expect, what to feel from each other. And they've got that big fight atmosphere as well. So now Andy Ruiz has been on that upper echelon, media tour, all the press obligations. He knows what that's about. Anthony Joshua knew what that was about. So now another factor is going to be being in the middle of the desert. Like, there's extremes in temperature. Is it going to be like, what is the temperature going to be like? Like, I think they built an outdoor stadium.
Yeah, that seats about 15,000 people, but it's ridiculous because I guess it's because it's the middle of the winter, so you can't really do it in Wembley. You could do it in a stadium here, but I just think they want a neutral ground as well.
So that may play a factor as well. The time zone is going to be different for both guys, especially Ruiz. Like we said, it's going to be midnight that time when they walk to the ring. However, Andy Ruiz is 3 hours behind where we are in the East Coast. So it's going to be about 4 o'clock here, which means it'll be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon back home where he's from. But he also has been there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So is that long enough for his body to get used to that difference in time? Same thing with Anthony Joshua. It's going to be about 8 o'clock England time when they come to the ring. So it's still a 4-hour difference. That's a big difference for any of you that have traveled into different time zones. Like, us going to California and then coming back, you were a little tired. Mm-hmm. So that may play into the dynamics of this fight as well. But as far as a pick, I honestly don't know which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, I think it comes down to not only strategy, but mentality. Andy Ruiz got the belts, so is he going to still be hungry to not lose what he just got, to get what so many heavyweights have attempted to get, so many Mexican-American heavyweights have attempted to get, or has he just been eating Snickers and doing the minimal training
and like enjoying the
high life? Because they're getting paid for this fight.
Yeah, and he got paid for last fight because he got like a Rolls Royce truck.
Right. And
it's nice too.
And it's Anthony Joshua, because I didn't really like his demeanor at the weigh-in, but he could have either been a little bit drained, or it could have just been extremely calm. Is his mentality being that of a challenger, which he hasn't been in maybe 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
Also, is he going to have the mentality, like I say, he's going prison training? I'm not sure what that means. It could just be a mentality thing. Is he hungry? Does he have that same hunger that he had when he got it, or was that just a talent aspect? Is he going to be meaner? Is he going to be more confident?
Or is he going to be less confident and have to gain it back? Who knows?
Now, I'm looking for this to either go 12 and go to Joshua, or get stopped earlier and go to Ruiz, because that Ruiz does have that mental edge. Like, look, I took your best shot and I knocked you out.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Joshua going to come in with a very steady, calm plan, prepared to go 12, but lay some leather and maybe go through some fire against Ruiz? It's not shameful if he doesn't knock him out.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to come out with a W.
And think about it. If Joshua wins, there's more than likely going to be a third fight.
Yep.
If Ruiz wins, he's probably going to fight the winner of Fury and Wilder, or some other big money fight like Joe Joyce, or up and coming guy, who knows?
Right.
Or Joseph Parker, which he lost to in his first bid for a championship, and I'm pretty sure he would love to get revenge.
Yep. So let us know what you guys think. Hit us up in the comment section, who you got, how you think they're going to win. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I know you liked what you heard in this video. Hit the bell icon so you know when we do the recap and the initial reactions. Also, we're going to try to get out a video for the Jamal Charlo versus Charles Hogan that's happening this Saturday on Showtime. Dennis Hogan, sorry. And also, Alistair Overeem is fighting, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, it's like Ruizs, but this guy hits real hard. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to be doing that video. Rob's going to be doing a Showtime video. So you got 3 videos from us coming this weekend. Stay tuned for all those, and we'll catch you in one of those videos. Until then, fight on.
This is round 1, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.